Hello everyone and welcome back to the FRC Historian. I'm sorry for not getting this video out soon enough, but now I'm here. There was a lot to take in from the 2019 Detroit First Championship as there were many records broken, many different long-standing achievements ended, as well as a very explosive finals, which mirrored Houston in many ways and surprised me in the end. But we do know our champions. We have 3707 of the Brighton Technical Dogs, 217, the Thunder Chickens, winning for the first time since 2008, which actually won with the Robo Wranglers in 2008, making them their 12-year search for another win being over after last year's finalists with a broken robot. They won Worlds, as well as 4481, the Rembrandts, a team from the Netherlands who won EI at Worlds last year and now has won the World Championship, as well as 1218, SCH, Vulcan Robotics from the Mid-Atlantic District, winning their first banner of the year at Worlds, winning the Darwin in the first championship. Another thing that was symbolic about this championship was that Darwin won. I remember the very first year of the split championships, Darwin went the highest. 3-2 was rank 1. The next year, they went 1-4 and they were ranked 6. Now this year, they were ranked 2, but Darwin won the championship. So now let me tell you some interesting facts. For Tesla was the one that I remember a lot of people weren't talking about, but Tesla did have an interesting thing. For all of the quarterfinals, there were upsets everywhere. And what I mean by that was, in the very beginning, quarters 1, 2, and 3 all had upsets, with the victories going all to the Blue Alliance. Then I remember the fourth one, quarters 4, match 3, the very game announcer said, okay, let's hope Blue wins because we have a full upset. After that, what ended up happening was it was a tie. They were like, the winner is the tie. And there was a tie in the third match, going to a fourth match where the Blue Alliance won, making a full upset bracket for the Tesla division, at least in the quarterfinals. Then once they got to Tesla, the semis was won by the 8th Alliance against the 5th Alliance. But after that, with 610 reprising their role as the 8th Alliance captain of a division, however this time made it to the winning the semis instead of getting out there, where we had the Blue Alliance win semis 2 and the Blue Alliance winning it all for the division. This one did have some parallels for me. What I was hoping was that the 7th Alliance of the Red Alliance for Tesla would win a 49-17, 12-85, and 33-57, specifically because it would be a nice thing of a 2016 Curie division. If you remember that, that's when Staples and Bumblebee from Israel won their division as the 8th seed against the 7th seed. I wanted to see a 7th and 8th seed in the finals. However, we did get a 6th and 8th seed, which hasn't happened in that regard, with the 6th seed taking it all, winning their division, consisting of 346, 548, 5401, and 2534. That was an interesting thing for me, and some other things that if you hadn't known, 2056 OP Robotics was picked by 1114 in the Curie division this year, making it they won 18 banners together over their history. This would have been 19 if they won the division. However, they got out in the semifinals, which is something that I did not see coming at all. By actually, their first match was a tie. However, due to a penalty, I wonder if OP remembers 2016, they lost the first match, winning the second match, and then losing the third match due to some climbing points, as well as being outscored, leading 35-38, 10-73, 195, and 230 to win their division as the 4th seed. If you did not know, 2056 OP Robotics from Stony Creek, Ontario, this year ended their streak from 2015, 2016, 2017, and 2018. They won their division on a 4-year streak. They ended that this year, so they're going to have to start again next year, as well as 27-67, losing their 2 championship streaks, getting out this year in the finals, actually, losing the finals to the 4th Alliance. Had they won the championship, they would have been the first ever team to get 3 wins. However, for them and the Cheesy Poofs, never sweat it, because if either of them win the championship next year, they do tie 71 Hammond's record of winning 3 championships in 4 years. This was a very interesting thing for me. I call the finals explosive, specifically because it didn't go in a way that I'd expect. There were a lot of bets that I made, a lot of teams I thought would do it incredibly well, especially from Michigan, who got in the semis and quarters. It really goes to show how important a second pick was this year. As for those of you who didn't know, not a single rank 1 alliance made it to Einstein, which is insane. There are many 2s, a 6, I want to say a 5, but this was crazy for me, with Carson and Darwin having a rank 2, and so on and so forth, 35-38, and that 195 being a 4th alliance. It was crazy for me, with Tesla having the 6 as mentioned before. But the winners, it was interesting because I like the Tesla division because they got 2 ties, and Einstein becoming the first ever alliance to tie in Einstein, with semis match 1 being a tie, becoming the first ever Einstein match to tie since the aforementioned 2016 finals match 3, but also the first ever tie in the round robin. So it was incredibly interesting to watch. And we followed the record once again of the rank 2 alliance winning, even though that the rank 1 alliance did beat rank 2 in the finals. Archimedes and Darwin, ranked 1 and 2 respectively, both tied Tesla, with Archimedes beating Darwin, Archimedes going 4-0-1, meaning that still in the Eastern Finals there has not been a 5-0. However, there was an 0-5 in the Daily Field, which is rather ironic given the fact that Daily won the last 2 championships. Of course, when I say ironic, that's just the division as a whole. The teams are different every single year, with a comeback with 862 and 26-14 going to the Daily Field once again, with 862 becoming the second pick on the Daily Field, reprising their second pick role in 2017, although not winning the championship this year. One nice thing to see was 4004 made it to Einstein and won. Them 4003, both from Michigan, both very similar numbers if you couldn't tell. But this overall, it was fun to watch. It was nail-biting to the very end with a 1-point differentiation in the finals match 3. It was incredibly fun to watch, and I enjoyed every second of it. Thank you all for listening. If you want any specific facts about the championship, I'll let you know, and I'll wait one more thing. Upon looking at the championship, I looked back at Houston a little bit. In both championships, there was only one match in Einstein where 2 rockets were achieved, and that was in Houston, and that was by the Alliance of 13, by Madtown's Alliance. That's just something I saw was interesting, because they were the only alliance that got 2 rockets. Of course, the Cheesy Poofs were going for no null hatches, but that was interesting to see that the one alliance that could actually do 2 rockets was the one who ended up winning. Thank you all for listening, and I hope the off-season will be interesting to watch. I know IRI will be interesting with a lot of teams coming back to hopefully do better than the championship, as well as the championship teams maybe wanting to go there just to try and do well there as well, get a banner there. OP definitely wanting to keep their record as the team who wins the most IRIs. So thank you all for listening, and let me know any ideas you have in the comments below.